fun, eh? Eee.
I do say, what is the point of a fingerless glove?
I don't know, just look cool.
But if you're losing heat through your fingers, like you don't wear toeless socks.
True, but you do wear socks that cover toes as well. Like your toe finger socks.
Oh, the Tenga socks.
Is that what they're called?
I don't know. That's like those shoes. What are they called?
Crocs.
No, like those barefoot shoes.
Oh, yeah, no, those are weird. Those are...
Apparently so good for you.
Really? Wait, where your toe goes into each gap in the shoe?
Yeah.
How is that good for you?
I don't know. In like 2017 or something, I filmed. It was during this time of year. It was like the comedy film festival, and I had to film a day in the life of this Canadian comedian that had come over.
Yeah.
Actually, kind of weird. Like the dude was funny, and he was considered like one of the big draws of the comedy festival, but he was just so down buzz outside of it.
Right.
Like he had this whole like tortured artist approach.
Oh god.
Where he was like, you know, if I have to be funny on stage, I can't just have a relaxed life. Like I have to go through pain to turn it into art or something.
Oh god.
And I was like, dude, you like that's great for a rapper or something. It was like the Ja Morant stuff. Like you're there, you did it. You don't have to try and regress and make your life shittier again.
Yeah, just admit it.
Mm.
But I don't know, like those fingered, no, they're not fingered, the toe.
Oh yeah, that's what set me off.
The toe shoes.
He wore toe shoes. That was the thing.
Ja Morant.
No, not the jar 10s, but it's just 10 toes. No, this dude, like, we were hung around the CBD. He was just like, I just want to eat sushi, do my show, and then get out of there. And we were like, sweet. And he was like, I'll buy you dinner. I was like, well, I wasn't going to buy it for myself. And I'm not going to I'd rather just not go to your restaurant.
Yeah.
And he swore by the toe shoes, but he was one of those dudes that was like, humans have really lost their way and we need to be as much like the cavemen as possible. I'm like, dude,
So
if we were cavemen, you'd be dead because you are scratching 50.
And wearing toe shoes makes you more like cavemen. How the hell does that work?
Whoops, I don't know. I wonder what the benefits of them are.
Because, like growing up, like getting shoes that fit, it was like a nightmare for me. Right? You get your feet get bigger or wider or whatever, and it's a problem to find like good fitting shoes in general. Obviously now as an adult, they're the same size, so it's pretty easy. But I can imagine having to fit shoes and find a good one that fits. Because how do they cater for that? Everyone's toes are fucking different angles and different fucking like between my I'd have to get like 6 toe shoes and cut one out because I got the biggest toe gap you've ever seen.
It says here, what are the benefits of barefoot shoes? More natural gait and running form, less stress on your joints, less overall pain in the feet, legs, and lower back, improved balance and posture, higher calorie burn.
What?
Is it because you're activating like more muscles technically? So on like a real micro scale, you're burning more calories?
Oh my God.
Increase range of motion in ankle or foot. I thought the whole purpose was of a shoe was to like lock your foot into a good position. Like rolled ankles must be a huge thing. There's a guy I follow, not I follow, but he comes up on my TikTok and he's one of those guys that wears barefoot shoes or wears barefoot as much as possible. And he he documented it over the course of like a year or something, and his feet have just like pillowed out, like they've gone real wide, and his toes have all spaced out heaps, and it's gone back to like chimp foot.
I was with you right until you said chimp foot. Oh God. Yeah, no, fuck that. I was a kid that grew up in bare feet though.
Yeah,
like never wore shoes as a kid.
I was amazed at how disgusted. Like when I see it online, I saw an article the other day that said, like, watch out, ladies, boys are going barefoot this summer, and all the replies to the comments were like, no, like, don't come near me if you wear bare feet or something. I wear bare feet all the time.
Yeah, not so much now as an adult, personally.
Mm.
But as a kid, 100%.
Like I can run on rocks. Like
Yeah. No, I can't do that anymore. Mind you, I've had so many fucking rolled ankles. Maybe it was the shoe's fault. I should have stayed in bare feet.
Yeah, hard.
Definitely
I
ain't
don't know,
getting toe shoes, that's for sure.
Bring me back to chimp foot. Apparently, there's a really good documentary out at the moment about chimps on Netflix.
That was either going to be chimps or feet.
But yeah, we'll watch. I'm not going to talk about chimps for this long. What's new, man?
Not too much actually. Been pretty chill. Actually, it was a fucking hectic week last week, but it's been a chill couple days for me starting this week. Friday night just chilled out at home, and Saturday had football. Gunners got their 4th win in a row.
Fuck yeah.
4 from 4 this season.
The Gunners.
Yeah, we're doing well. Don't want to jinx anything, but it's looking good. There's only like 8 teams in our league this year due to the Women's World Cup shortening the season.
Oh, really?
So it's
Why is that? Do they need like training venues, or they just want everyone that plays to go, so they're freeing up your weekends?
no, it's more about playable venues, training venues, because it all trickles down, right? Like this weekend, weekend just gone. It was supposed to be our home game, and it was kicked out to Long Bay Ashley Reserve due to Birkenhead first team not having a home pitch, so they played at our home. It was it's a whole thing. It just gets like everyone just gets pushed down.
Yeah,
and they've shortened the league massively. But yeah, so only 8 teams in the league. We've won 4 from 4, so it's like, and you play everyone twice, so it's
so 16 games.
14. You don't play yourself.
No buys.
No buys. So, but like, I mean, we've played half the teams in the league. Know how they play. So it's
Have you played like how the table sits? Have you versed some of the other top teams?
We did this. So the game that we just played was top of the table clash.
What was the score?
2-1. We scored like 2 goals in the first 5 minutes and then just parked the bus.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Like, well, it was a bit of a gritty win, like boring to watch. I probably reckon, but we kind of just held on.
Was that on like the hell windy day?
Yeah, like the storm came in.
Yeah,
like hissing down. Yeah, it was pretty hectic.
What a pain.
Yeah, it was annoying. And then after that, I went to an old family friend of mine's for dinner, the Campbells. Thank you for having me, by the way. Me and Mum went. We used to live in the same street growing up as kids, and used to like babysit them and stuff like that. And it was quite cool going back into their home. They obviously live in a new house, but seeing like all the old like photos and stuff like that, it's like, oh man, this is bringing me back. And like a few of the families were there, and we all caught up and had dinner and a few drinks and that. And
Buzzy.
yeah, I know it was like.
Were you shy?
Kind of. I mean, I got onto the pals and had a few drinks, and so like loosened up a bit.
Yeah,
but like it wasn't like weird or awkward or anything like that.
Like a weird family reunion or anything.
No, it was fine. It was just more like I just needed a couple of drinks to open up, and then once I had a few, I was like, well, I may as well finish the box. And
once that crux is there, once that dependency kicks in.
Plus, like when you're in hibernation and you're not like drinking, so I didn't even hear what you said. I was like already on to the next thing. When you're in hibernation and you haven't drunk in a while, oh yeah, the first 3 or 4 like kicked me, and I was like,
you in the ass.
I was like, okay, let's fucking do this.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, this is what I was missing.
Not doing this sucks.
Yeah, right. So no, that was
it happens every damn time as well.
Yeah, that's right. Take a little while off drinking, and then you're like, fuck, why did I stop?
Yeah, you need the rain to see the sunshine, or whatever 50 Cent said.
Wasn't that
whip your head, boy?
Wasn't that Aristotle?
Who's that? The Hunchback of Notre Dame?
I don't know. He was in one of those Shakespeare movies.
Nice.
Yeah, no, so that was me, and then just another chill weekend, really. But yeah.
Hell yeah.
How about yourself? Oh, shout out Jordan and Blake, by the way.
Shout out Jordan and Blake. On this wacky radio show.
I was about to say, we need like buttons to press. Yeah. We do have buttons to press. They're just so far away from us now that we're like in
I was going to say, now that seats. now that I'm just like an accessory of the couch, I have found this couch kind of does that to you. You kind of sink into it and everything just goes downhill a bit.
I'm trying to get comfy. Like,
Can't find it.
nah, like it's real comfy when you're sitting on it just like normally, but like trying to record a podcast, like
Put a
trying to
pillow on your lap. See what you think.
Okay.
No?
Nah.
It's okay. It's all right. It's not the pillow's fault.
I think it's also because this is the leg that got reconstructed.
Yeah.
So like it's sitting in an awkward position for a while. But anyway, how was your weekend?
My weekend was good. Like I said at the start of last week, on Wednesday, on last week's episode, Wednesday last week. Oh, happy Friday, guys, because this will have come out on Friday.
Oh, hell yeah.
I bet you guys all had a good week and you are getting so set for the weekend. I don't know how radio people do that, how they talk and like when they like pre-record shit and you got to act like it's the future. Very reactionary, not pre-actionary.
Pre-action. It is pre-actionary.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying I'm not.
Oh, right.
I'm more reactionary.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer to record it in a way that it's like happening now.
Yeah.
Even though it's not live.
Yeah.
Because that's at the end of the day, that's what it is. Like, it's more of us having a conversation and like listeners kind of
trying to like.
It's not just I guess if it's more like current events or sports and stuff like that, it's easier.
Yeah, we're always just mad late to the news.
Yeah, but you also edit like all this stuff yourself, so the turnaround time is not like on like a big production where they could get it out like same day.
Yeah, I'll let you in behind the curtain. We record on a Tuesday. I edit usually on a Wednesday. Thursday night there'll be a clip or something that comes out, and then it comes out on a Friday morning. Anyway, yeah, like I said last week, I had an op on Wednesday. Just a little quick sleep. It was kind of odd. Like the whole thing was kind of odd, and even leading up to it, I was like emailing them, like, "Are we confirmed? Is this happening?" And they were like, "Yeah, have you got insurance?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think so. Like, I've got a pre-approval number." And they were like, "Okay, well, what are you approved for?" And I was like, I don't know that. Whatever you're doing, I'm good. I've got the time off."
What?
And I rock up, and it was at a breast clinic. So it's like a private breast hospital, a booby studio, if you will.
Coin that.
And I walk in, and they were like, "Jared?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they were like, "Sweet, just come in here."
Why were you acting surprised? There's not many Jareds that go through the booby clinic.
Yeah, so they knew what they were doing, and I was,
Yeah? What?
it's either me or that guy in the rainbow scrubs.
How'd they know me by name? What?
And I walk in, and they were like, "All right, sweet, yeah, pretty much we're just good to go. So ready when you are." And they were like, "Here's your gown, get changed." I was like, "Sweet," got dead naked. And then they were because traditionally you get naked and you put your robe on. And I thought like the impression that I got was like move with haste. Like everyone's ready to go.
Right. Hang on. Were you at a private clinic or a hospital? Like the
So it is like a clinic that has like an operating theater, private rooms,
it's private,
and then
it's not a breast clinic like at a hospital.
Like, no. It was
right.
like it was like Auckland. It's called like Auckland Breast or something like that.
So did you get like was it like fancy airs in there?
Not real. I think because they mainly are dealing with like breast cancer and stuff like that, my little like elective surgery was pretty far down the ladder of importance.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, I walk in, we confirm my name's correct. I was shocked. And then next thing I'm naked in my room, and the nurse turns around and she was like, and then I was like, "Yeah, don't laugh." And she was like, "No, you can put your underwear back on." And I was sitting there and I was like, "Oh God," like guts spilling out. And she came back and she was like, "Look, you need to put these compression socks on." And then she gave me these like cotton Flintstone undies.
What?
Like not Flintstone undies, but like a pair of drawers.
Ah, yeah,
like
yeah,
big white silly, like some Walter White knickers. And
pair of drawers.
Like, yeah.
Right.
And I put them on. They're see-through anyway. And
Wait,
she
so you
was-
put your undies back on and then those on top?
No, so they were like, you just didn't need to get naked then.
Oh.
They were like, eventually you needed to be naked and move into the undies. But my reading of the situation of haste was a little bit like I jumped the gun a little bit.
So wait, instead of giving you your own undies back, they gave you some fucking Flintstone ones.
They gave me the ones that I actually eventually had to transition into.
Right, okay.
So
fuck.
I'm there, and then I was in my hospital gown and my silly little knickers and my compression, just like little slutty socks,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
my knee highs.
Yeah.
And
I know you. I know.
yeah, with the anti-slips.
Yeah.
And they were like, all right, we're going to have to shave you. And I was like, oh, yeah. Number 4 on the beard and do all over.
I was gonna say drops undies again.
Yeah, oh, thank God. Yeah, get behind the nuts, will you? But no, they were like, well, because they were like, hey, you're getting 5 lumps out. And I was like, yeah. And then the surgeon came in and she was like, look, I reckon if we're in the area, we can get a couple more. And I was like, okay. Am I paying per lump? And she was like, actually, that's a good question.
Standard strip club would say yes.
And the the guy that anesthetist, that's not
Anesthetist.
anesthetist,
Anesthetist.
anesthetist,
I don't know.
anesthetist, and
Aestheticus.
yeah, he came in, and then she was like, "Hey, has he? We want to make it a little bit longer. Is that all good?" And he was like, "Yeah, I think it should be sweet." And I was like, "Could you care more?"
Should be sweet.
Yeah, I'm here, my nuts spilling out. And there's like 4 people in the room. I've got the anesthetist like guessing if I can stay asleep longer. She's like, are we going to cut more out? The other lady's shaving my stomach. And then I've got Rainbow Scrubs sitting down and going, just confirm your birthday, mate. And
I'm getting real like Dr. Nick vibes.
Yeah. It was just like the haste was there. So there was like 4 people I was trying to answer at once. And then eventually they were like, all right, well, we'll be back in a second. And then they were like, okay, sweet, we'll take you in now. And I was like, all right, and laid in my bed thinking I'd get like wheeled down the hallway, and then they do like the lift onto the table, and they were like, no, just jump up and walk into the theater.
Yeah, yeah.
And I walked in and they were like, have you done this before, kind of thing? And I was like, yeah. Jumped on the table, and then they were like, actually, you're getting a couple on your back, aren't you? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, oh, what are we going to do? Like, you're going to be like 100 kegs of dead weight. How are we going to roll you around? I was like, don't you guys have like a pre-prod meeting or something?
Yeah, this is your problem.
Yeah.
Why am I
In 2
planning?
minutes, I will be unconscious.
Why am I planning my own surgery?
Yeah, and still Todd's going, so that was August? And
Fucking Todd.
he had like a little cool hat on, and I was like, oh, what's under there? And
What?
I don't know, he wore a hat, and I was like, no one else is wearing one. It was
Okay.
like a yarmulke kind of thing, but like surgery necessary.
Right.
And eventually they were like, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to put you on your side. And they rolled me on my side, and just all my meat and veg just topple out the undies.
Did you say, please don't remove these lumps?
Yeah. In my head, I was like, oh, fuck, like there is a brisk chill. And I could tell, I was like, man, like, Shrimp Gang, what up? And I was like, who
They
cares?
shaved you
Like,
first.
malpractice me, whatever at this point. And then, yeah, they were
Oh,
like, okay,
shit.
we'll put you to sleep. And then, you know, when they put you under, when they hook that thing up and then it starts pumping into your veins or whatever, and you can get that taste in the back of your mouth, and you're like, it's happening. And then they were talking, and then I was kind of like signed off. I was like, sweet, well, I'll see you after. And then just went to lay down and just started to go to sleep kind of thing. And they were still trying to ask me questions, and I was like, can you like, I can feel it in me.
Yeah.
And then they were kind of like, ah, you're still here. And I was like, yeah. And then they were like, oh, okay. And then just put a gas on my mouth and then woke up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it was done. And my lovely little nurse, who when I first walked in, because they deal with women all the time, she was like, can you jump on the scales and we'll do your height? And then did it. And she's like, oh, fuck, you built like a brick shit house.
And
I
you're
was like, thank you.
yes.
Yes. And she was like this lovely old like Yorkshire lady. And And she was like, you're awake. How was your sleep and that? And I was like, all gravy. And she was like, can I get you anything? And I was like, actually, I'm fucking starving.
Yeah.
And
A whole
she was
6 hours, eh?
yeah. And then I didn't eat since the dinner the night before, because it was
shit.
either I had to get there at 11 and they were like, you can wake up at 6 and have a light breakfast. And I was like, flag it, I'll sleep in. And then, woke up starving. And then, they were just like, okay, we'll bring you some sandwiches and a thing of soup. And then the haste picked up again. And the surgeon came back in. She was like, everything all good? And I was like, yeah, sweet. And she's like, okay, sweet. We kind of shut at 7.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, it's 6:15 and I could go back to sleep right now. And then I ate. As soon as I ate, perked up.
Yeah.
They were kind of like, you want to get up and out? And I was like, actually, if I've got you for a second, any more soup going? Had another helping of soup.
Bro, all of this just reminds me of my own one. I have to go through this after you finish.
Had some soup and then just gazed out into the hallway. And then they were like, okay, we need to see, like the classic stuff, we need to see you stand up and piss and then we can let you go. And I was like, sweet, got up, did a wee, laid back down, watched the news for like 6 seconds, and then the lady walked past. I saw her go past the door, and then she just looked in, she's like, oh, found him. All right, let's go. And then they were like, she was like, they were trying to find my room.
How long were you in there?
I got there at 11 and I was home at 8.
Oh, fuck. I just meant the toilet, but.
Oh, right. But yeah, got in the car, had some BK. Obviously because my tummy was all full of gas and my tummy was numb, because I like jabbed it all with local, and then swollen. I just felt so bloated, and like when I was sitting in the car, I felt like my stomach was like being crushed together, and it was all raw. And then when I woke up in the morning, I had the rest of the week off. And then the next day, everything kind of unnumbed. And then that's when I was a bit like, oh, owies. And I could feel the sting of all like the cuts.
Yeah.
But I was like, fuck it, I'm on holiday.
Yeah, woo.
And that was when the effects of the tiny house kicked in. And I was like, everything's so close. And then I got stir crazy, did laps of the house. And
I can see you just.
But I couldn't I wasn't moving swiftly anywhere.
No.
Not allowed to do too much. Bending over is still kind of shitty. Like picking stuff off the ground, anything that like compresses my tummy.
And how many did you get out in total in then?
7. So
Shit.
2 more than the 5.
And how many were in your stomach? Like,
or
in the abdomen, sort of.
5.
Ah, yeah, that'll be.
Yeah, and then 1 on my leg and 1 on my arm. They did 2 extras, 1 down by my belly button, and then 1 up, kind of just under my chest on my ribs.
Damn.
And then a couple just on my tummy.
Did they say, or do you know how many more you've got? Like
20.
20 in total?
Yeah.
Shit.
Between 18 and 20, but some of them they couldn't tell if it was too close together or one.
Right.
One big one.
And are you going to keep going back? Or is it...
Nah, I got all the ones that were bothersome out.
Oh,
Everything else is tiny, doesn't bother me, not on the way.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah, it was sweet. It was strange, but it was sweet.
Yeah, those whole like surgery days, it's a bit of a weird one. I had like very similar stuff when I had my leg done. Like, but I went to Shakespeare Road, like North Shore, nice clinic. Like, this place was full Dr. Hibbert.
The Ritz.
Yeah, it was great. Early morning, so I couldn't eat all morning. Same sort of thing. And then in for surgery, got in there, went to put the robe on. Good thing I didn't drop my jocks.
The draws.
Because I put the robe on backwards and walked outside.
Just expose yourself like a pedophile or someone that like sells watches.
It's a good thing the undies were still on. Because and I also had a Todd. Straight up. It wasn't in rainbow, but asked me a whole bunch of questions, but the whole time he's just sitting there like sweating, and I'm just like,
first day.
It's just like, this really doesn't.
So do I put this in here?
It's my robe backwards. He's like, I don't know.
No, it looks good on you, man. Could do with more rainbow. You want a hat? They're giving these away.
The head surgeon's like, what the
Shalom.
fuck? Oh god. Yeah, and so when I got into the operating theater, it was like I was like, holy shit, this is pretty fucking intense. And I got into the bed and it was like heated blankets.
Nice.
Oh yeah, it was like the most coziest thing ever.
Mm.
And this time around, well, this surgery at least, I like conked out straight away on the injection. But I've had the gas as well before. The whole like count back from 100, and I got to like 84, and they're like, "This guy's still awake."
Yeah.
And they're like, then they gassed me. Woke up mid surgery on that one actually.
Ugh.
Yeah. That was yeah. So that one, just quickly, yeah, got went under with the gas as well. Had some sort of reaction to it. Woke up halfway through the surgery and decked the surgeon. Yeah.
Where's my fucking hat?
Fuck
you, Todd.
Todd gave me this hat. No, I straight up, I don't recall it at all. But apparently, Mum said I woke up and I said some really foul stuff, and at that age, Mum's like, I didn't even know you knew those words.
Just came out racist.
Yeah, it was just apparently it was really cruel shit, and I just turned around and dropped the surgeon.
Damn.
Mid surgery. I don't know if he finished it or if someone else did. I don't know what happened.
They just knock him out and start on him as well.
Oh well, he's here.
Hit him with the Pikachus.
So after my leg one came out and I was real disorientated, and then like at one point I was like naked, I swear, like not in my robe, like hitting on nurses, and then like I swear like I blinked and I was fully clothed in my own clothing.
Buzzy.
And I was like, who the fuck? Ate like all of their food. And then
You'll clean them out.
yeah.
You paid for it.
Yeah. I had like double Sprites, fucking like sandwiches going. Finally they're like, all right, yeah, time to go. They put me in the wheelchair. Like I'm still tripping a bit. They wheeled me down, so down the elevator, out to the car park where I see Mum. I get to the car, about to get in, and I go, we got like a 3-hour trip back to Whangarei right now. It's like 7 p.m. And I was like, I need a wee. So they had to wheel me back up through the elevator, back up the stairs. And they're like trying to shut down. It was like a closing restaurant. Like, get the fuck out. And the dude that comes in at like 5 minutes to closing and orders a leg reconstruction. That was me.
The kitchen's still open?
Yeah. Surgeon's still on the floor.
Oh, that reminds me. Just before I went into the surgery, like the lady that did my consultation and everything before the surgery, like she's the person I've been dealing with the whole time. Been lovely. Seeing her again tomorrow for like a post-op. And she was like, she like came in and she was like kind of scat, and I was like, all good? And she's like, yeah, we've got some construction going on just next door. They've just sprayed concrete up the back of my car.
Oh.
She's like, but it's just letting you know, I am not worrying about that, and I am completely focused on the surgery. And I was like, one of those things where since you've said it, it makes me think you're worrying about that.
Yeah. But also like nice, the way that you just said that sounds like she was like quite nice and just like
reassuring,
zened about it. Like just
she's been good. Yeah, she was really lovely about the whole thing.
Yeah.
I remember once.
Wait. So I got upstairs into the thing, went to go to the toilet. Shit, they wheeled me into the toilet and closed the door, and I was still like I said, like tripping a bit, sitting there like, I made it. Look down, I'm like, how the fuck do I stand up? I was like in a wheelchair, like
just lean back and push.
Yeah, one leg. Yeah, just
like a water feature.
Just lean back, pinch and roll.
Just roll onto your side and piss your pants and ring the bell.
That's
nurse. Just 2 cleaners turned up.
And Todd.
Andy, my bro.
Oh, that surgeon, you showed him. Yeah. I'm just going to leave that there.
All I was going to say was I remember once when I was a kid getting a surgery, and they did the old, like, don't eat beforehand. And then I remember just before I went into surgery, I was like, fuck it, scoff some M&Ms.
Oh, no.
And then I woke up from the surgery and just yacked everywhere. And they were like, did you eat? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, that is like a huge no-no. And
Yeah.
I was like, I'm 9. Don't tell me what to do. I'll do the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I was cooped up on the couch for a couple of days. Watched that Netflix thing, that McGregor Forever.
Yo, is it good?
It is. It is good. It made me think like I'm not like a super fan of the dude, but watching it was like because it kind of picks up where Notorious finishes. Like it picks up leading up to like the Khabib fight.
I haven't even seen Notorious, so
So that kind of ends with like the Nate Diaz shit.
right.
And then this picks up from like where he throws the dolly at the bus and then they go from there.
Yeah, that's right.
And it was like it really made you realize like that was such a crazy moment for the sport and we will probably never see anything like that again.
No.
But it was a cool look behind the curtain of how much like he actually is really devoted to the sport itself.
Mm.
Like after the Khabib shit, he's in the locker just kind of like sitting down post-fight and Dana comes in and he was like, he's in shock because of the whole jumping the cage and everything. He's like, I didn't know he was going to jump the cage and all that. And Connor's kind of like, dude, fuck that. Like I lost. That's all that matters. And he's just like distances himself from like his family. His son runs up and hugs him and he's kind of like, oh. And then he just leans back and stares at the ceiling and he's just like, ah, fuck, man.
Mm.
And then, but it is the same kind of like narrative of like, every time he's building up to a fight, his coaches are like, this is the best Connor we've seen yet. And then he like loses. And then
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to make a documentary when the dude hasn't won a lot. And there's the whole thing
Since that point, yeah.
There is a point where there is this like glaring thing that they leave out of the documentary of like the court cases for like bashing the old man. And like they don't touch that with a 10-foot pole.
No, of course not.
No. But you see like his training and then his leg breaks and the Poirier fights and everything. It is a good watch and it's cool.
I'll give it a watch for sure soon. I love a sports documentary.
Yeah, it's like a 4-part series. I think in total it's like 4 hours. After having the time off and then returning back to work yesterday, Monday, the results came out of the 4-day work week, a test trial in New Zealand and Australia. And after having a few days off and coming back and feeling revitalized, like it's easy to say like, yeah, I'm all for a 4-day work week, but there is actually like a thought process that has to go into it. Now, take it away and give me your thoughts while I quickly pull up this article.
I'm all for it. Like you say, it's pretty easy to say, yeah, let's do it. But there's obviously a lot of work that needs to go into it. As long as like Friday becomes like a Saturday in terms of work and like our line of work, because like we often do like Monday to Friday and then like maybe a half day on Saturday. You know what I mean? As long as Friday, like you can still work on the Friday, but that's like considered kind of like a Saturday sort of vibe, like because construction would struggle under 4 days on.
That's the main like asterisk to this thing is that there are industries that it just kind of wouldn't work for. So it's mainly this Australasia one was actually done over a range of sectors. Like I believe it was done over construction was one of them, education, health, and retail. So they did try and cover it. And it's not necessarily just working 4 days and then having a day off. So it's just taking it from 45 to 50 hours a week to whatever 4 days is. So 8.5 times 4, 9 times 4. So like your 36, 37 hour week, but still getting paid as if it was a 45-hour week. And then
so still have the 5 days of work, just shorter days.
There's different ways of doing it. So what we got out of it was that a lot of mums were like, I will still work 5 days, but I'll do 38 hours or whatever it is and just do 6 hours over 5 days. And then that means I can do the drop-offs and the pickups. And then other companies, I think it was, actually, I'll read you the article.
I think I'd like, just as a blanket rule, I'd do like 10 hours a day, Monday to Thursday, if it was possible.
Yes. So that was what they encouraged, the companies that did it. They said, if you are going to do it, try and break your weekend up. So everyone has to do some sort of around the house admin over the weekend. Like that's just life, especially people with families. But they were like, use the extra day too revitalized. Go and do something. Take your kids out to a park or something. Don't just use it just to work on the house more over the weekend. Like,
Yeah.
that's just gonna. It's essentially not doing anything.
Well, so to do that though, they have to have things open on, say, like the Friday,
Yeah.
right? So they couldn't have. A lot of businesses would still have to be open on a Friday to allow people that do have a 4-day weekend, a 4-day working week, to go out and have fun and do stuff like that. Like,
A 6-month Australasian pilot program run by 4-Day Workweek Global, which 26 companies joined in August, found 95% of organizations favored the reduced schedule, which resulted in less stress for workers without lowering productivity. The trial's results, released on Tuesday, revealed companies rated the overall pilot an 8.2 out of 10, saying that they were satisfied with the business productivity and performance throughout. 96% of companies want to continue the 4-day week. 2/3 of employees reported less burnout, and 38% said they felt less stressed. 1 in 10 workers stated that they would go. 1 in 10 workers loved the trial so much that they stated no amount of money would convince them to change companies back to a 5-day working week. So
that's a lie.
that's 1 out of 10 though.
Yeah, but
That's not much.
but no amount of money.
Oh, like
yeah,
yeah, but if you're like a primary school teacher, you're not going to go into like $1 million salary.
yeah, true.
Like, I think it's all within reason. But one of the main things that they said was relationships benefited a lot from it, because what it said was that males reported that they felt that they could carry their weight around the house more because they had time. So this is traditionally based around couples where the male works and then the wife either works part-time or is kind of like more of a stay-at-home mum. And then the husbands were a lot of the time like, I felt like my wife was happier because I actually had the time to take the kids off her hands during the day, not just at nights. Or I could do my side of the chores that I feel like I'm neglecting or isn't being done. So it benefited the relationships as a whole. Resignations were down.
Damn.
Yeah.
Fuck, how long did they do the study for?
I think it was like 9 months or something.
Wow.
The UK just did one where they ran it for 2 years.
Holy
and it was
shit.
the same thing. Like 90-something% of companies said they're going to keep doing it.
Wow.
It's
coming, people.
Well, it's like an initiative. It's the same company that's trialing it all over the world. I already feel like there's places like, I could be completely wrong here, but everyone glorifies like Sweden and that because they're like perfectly run countries. I feel like they actually do it.
I've heard that as well. I feel like they do that over there. You can't quote us on that. I don't know if that's fact, but
either that or like do like what the Spanish do and have like a siesta time.
Yeah.
Because apparently that's what, and this might be a little bit Joe Rogan-y, but humans are like programmed to need like a midday nap.
Are we?
Because, well, that's why they say always do your most important tasks at the start of the day. Like, you should order it in importance if you can, because when you're in the morning, you're fresh. You've just come off rest. Your cortisol levels, I'm gonna start just making up words.
Cortisol.
Highest, yeah. And then it's like people always say, like, don't do important shit after 3 o'clock. You're half attentive. You're freaking 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
I'm not sure about the whole siesta thing. I like the idea of having a like nap after lunch, but
going back to work after, fuck that.
That does not interest me.
Also,
at
I'm
all.
not someone that can just lay down and go to sleep. Like I would have to train to do that, and then I feel like that would fatigue me.
Yeah. Nah, I couldn't do that. If we're talking any sort of thing, it would be like I just said, 4 days, 10 hours a day, and then give me 3 days off. I'd do that.
I put it to my old man, aka boss, and I showed him the results of the study, and I said, "What do you think about a 4-day work week?" And he said, maybe not 4, just because I work in a place with public walk-ins and pretty much people need to be in the office. There was also another thing that the study said was not everybody gets a Friday off. It rotates, so there's people off on Monday. There's people off every day of the week, and it shifts. And you shift what day you get off, so there's always someone in office.
That could work.
Yeah,
because they do like shift work in retail and in health and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
or even if like
it makes sense that you could do it in construction.
If you have a Wednesday off, your weeks usually go so much better breaking it up.
Although not my preferred day off.
No,
I'm not putting my
I like a rest after a Monday, get a Tuesday off.
Ooh.
Oh, not counting Mondays and Fridays.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah, because like that's just extra weekend.
I'd probably take Thursday then.
Because Fridays are just like Friday.
Yeah, that's right. Like Friday's not work. But also with like my schedule, like record Tuesdays, football Wednesday, and then like have that whole Thursday to just also as long as like things are open, like to go get like a haircut and do your fucking waff and rego and like go to banks, you know, shit like it, like that you work Monday to Friday and then certain things aren't open or like available on the weekends. I feel like they are more nowadays.
Yeah. But the bank's a prick on the weekend.
Yeah.
Bank's a prick.
Yeah, that's right. Like I always go like smoko if I have to.
Yeah.
But as long as like my day off, it means like I can do like I know you're saying it's supposed to be like to go and do stuff and have fun or whatever, but I'd probably use that day to do all my chores and then have the weekend for fun.
Yeah. I think it just means just like don't give yourself 2 days of admin on the weekend. Don't just make it another admin day.
Yeah, like a third one.
Just to make sure that your weekend is your weekend, no matter what day it falls on.
Fucking A. Let's
do it. The old man, he shot down the 4-day work week, but he said he would be open to a 4.5 day, call a half day on a Friday. A lot of chippies, no, it's not a half day, but like a 2-3 o'clock knockoff is not uncommon in tradies.
Yeah, very common. As you guys know, I've started a new job and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. It comes with its stresses, but I'm handling it all right. And I think I'm doing well. An article popped up for me yesterday on weird jobs and stuff that like you never thought would be actual jobs. I'm going to name a few and you're just going to give me a rating out of 10 on how you think I would do in this job.
Okay.
Because so far I feel like I'm doing, I'd be pushing 8, 9 out of 10.
I heard you're doing well, actually.
In this
Word
role.
on the grapevine is that you're doing well.
Thank you. And I feel it, like, you know, like I understand, like I'm not like oblivious to it. You know, like if I was doing shit, I feel like I'd know it.
Yeah, you're also in an industry where people will tell you.
Yeah, exactly. yeah. So it's going well. So okay, I'll just go through them. So the first one is a snake milker, and no, it is not what you think.
Really?
You know
so you are not getting anything out of snakes?
Well, yeah, you are, but I thought you were going to go dirty with that.
I think I know what. So a snake milker, is that someone that extracts venom?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. I think that you would not be good at that.
I saw the cogs turning there.
Yeah. First of all, I don't know what your feelings are towards snakes, but I've never seen you wear a snake t-shirt. You don't have a snake tattoo. And as someone that loves snakes may have even mentioned it, you never have.
No.
So,
although I am in Slytherin.
Oh, yeah? Have you got the game?
No.
Oh.
I don't know.
We did the test, yeah.
Yeah, we did do the test. Yeah.
Actually, you got Gryffindor and you said, fuck Gryffindor, pack of bitches. That was before you abstained from alcohol, so.
yeah, fair enough. It would net you $35K a year US.
Oh, yeah? For venom, though, like, surely that's like one of those like jobs where it like covers health shit.
Yeah. I fuck that, but give me a rating.
2. Oh no, I'll say 3.5.
Yeah, thank you. The next one is iceberg mover. Yes, that is a real job. It's called like the IIP or something in the States. The Coast Guard has a specific team for moving icebergs since the Titanic.
I'm going to give you a 5.
Ooh.
This is because I assume it moves at a slow pace, which suits you. And then I'm deducting you 5 points to meet you at 5 because I quote you, I am a land mammal, and I'm assuming this is on a boat.
Yeah.
I've seen those hips on a boat, and
not gyroscopic.
No, you need a dance floor for those things to get moving.
Yeah, that's right. So we'll move it to a 6 as long as I've got tunes on the boat.
Yeah.
Although I'm fine on ships. I don't know, like if it's how big this thing is, but we'll go with that. That can get you up to $60K a year US for moving icebergs.
What is it like when someone breaks down on the motorway and the police just like nudge them off? Excuse me,
No, well, because like a lot of ships and boats and stuff that
If
move,
it's
go,
blocking like trade routes.
yeah, and they've got like designated routes and they're all programmed in to like head that direction. So the Coast Guard in the US have designated teams to like moving icebergs out of routes and things like that.
Interesting.
That's what I thought. Next one is a fortune cookie writer.
Oh, like 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
this is another. This is an actual job that like the fortune cookie companies, like they either hire in writers or have like in-house writers that write the notes that you get in fortune cookies.
I've never had a fortune cookie.
Neither.
Do you eat them?
I don't think so. I think they're like something you like snap open at the end of your
You get like
meal.
a fortune wonton or something.
Just deep fry it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you'd be good.
Thank you.
But it's also one of those things where they make it's like horoscopes or something like that, where they make it vague enough that it's always applicable.
Oh no, I'd go so super left
So
field.
niche. Goes so niche. You will grow a fringe over your left eye. And then someone's sitting there and they're like, it's kind of close.
Just like I think that'd be fun. You could also create some chaos with it.
Oh, yeah.
Like just I don't even want to
Shout out
think
to
of it.
Lindsay Lohan and Freaky Friday.
Never seen that.
Yeah. She body swaps after reading a fortune cookie. With her mum.
It's also one I can see Bevy having a lot of fun with.
Yeah.
Like when I look at that job, like I can just picture him like
You have genital warts.
That's why Todd's wearing that hat. Next one is the fortune cookie writer could net you up to 40K US a year.
Shit.
Which
I don't know what the conversion rate is, by the way.
All I know it's like maybe just under double or like a bit more. It's more than ours, so like
Yeah. I also don't think it's the most demanding job. I feel like you get a good work-life balance.
yeah, exactly. Second to last one, a bike fisher.
I'll give you like a 2 because I don't even think you know what that is.
I did my research.
Is it someone where people run their bikes off the wharfs and then you got to go around and pick up bikes out of the ocean?
Correct. Well,
Damn.
not quite the ocean. So I will preface this by saying, like, when I saw this list, I did pick the 5 like craziest random ones. Like there was heaps of job, like, you know,
Yeah.
like, but these 5 to me were just out the gate. So in like Amsterdam, where there's like heaps of bikes and stuff like that,
Oh, and the canals.
in the canals, and they often just like fall in or
Just topple
get
in.
ditched or
Just
like
topple like my nuts out of those undies.
yeah, just like, you know, like people getting real high and then just ditching the bikes into the canals.
There's a shitload of bikes here as well. It's chaos.
Yeah. So in the article, it said that they get like over 15,000 bikes out of the canals every year, but it's only 0.6% of bikes that are in Amsterdam. Or something, or
Sweet
maybe
Mary and
not
Joseph.
just Amsterdam itself, but it was like 0.6% of
The
bikes.
Netherlands,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was like, holy fuck, how many fucking bikes are there?
There's shitloads. Yeah. I only give you low points once again because it is probably boat orientated and I'm just deducting you points for being on the water.
Okay, I thought you might say that. So here's number 5. Waterslide tester. Surely that's a 10.
Yeah, I think so. And my reasoning behind it is
Hello? Oh,
it's
shit.
still working.
I thought I muted myself.
1, you're up for a good time, and I think you can get behind a water park.
Fuck yeah.
2, I know that you would have done all the paperwork to make sure this thing's safe and ticked off and everything's good to go. And 3, I think with your build,
Yeah.
you will like you will be testing that water slide.
The robustness of this water
Yeah.
slide. I can just see myself every day, hands in the air, like, woo! Like, yeah. Fuck, what a cool job.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe that's a real fucking job.
Mm.
Like, you do just, I wonder if you, like, the article wasn't too specific on this one, neither with the bike fisher. They were just the other 2 that were
That
out
you
there.
can't just Literally drive.
Do you drive from like water park to water park? Check the safety of them, or is it like
He was sole trader, and you go around to kids' parties and test it. Their crocodile mile before the. Everyone's like, Dad, put the soap on. They're like, hang on, honey, I've got to get the big guns in. And he comes in with a friggin' thing of palm olive and just right across the chest. Watch out, Timmy. And then at the end, you hang like one of those scaffolding ticks on it. This thing's Andy approved.
Andy's Waterslide testing? Oh, fuck yeah. I mean, look, I'm doing well in my new job.
It would only go wrong once.
Oh. Yeah, I'm doing well in my new job. I was just, I feel like there's some other cool niche jobs out there. If you don't like your job, then fuck, look up some of these and
Have a look.
yeah, live your dream. Oh shit, excuse
Go
me.
milk some snakes.
There was ones like chicken sector and like things like that. It was like, but I just assume that's like.
I had a mate that
Making
became a
them
vet
breed.
recently, and I asked her how I was going, and she was like, I just D6 dogs all day.
Oh,
And I was like, buzzy. Yeah. Anyway, speaking about ships
ships.
and water,
But
nice. There was people that was giving. I won't delve into it too much, but yeah, there's people that would. You can now. I think it's like 250 grand or something. You can go on a submarine and
What?
go down
Oh,
to
yeah.
the Titanic shipwreck.
sick.
It would be sick. I like. Was the Titanic like was it a cruise ship?
Yeah, I think so.
Actually, I'll have a look.
It must have been. Well, you've seen the movie, haven't you?
Yes, but it's also a movie.
Yeah, but I don't think it would be like a shipping container ship.
Was the Titanic a cruise ship? Shit, one of the first things to pop up.
Yeah.
The most infamous cruise ship of all time. It was the largest cruise ship.
Why was the cruise ship infamous?
Because I think in 1912, cruises were pretty like few and far between.
But like infamous is bad, right? Like known for being bad.
Infamous is like just renowned, well known.
No.
Yeah.
Famous is
They're one of those words that mean the same thing.
no, it's not. But it's if infamous is it means it's known for bad things.
Infamous is well known for some bad.
Told you. Like
Infamous. You're right.
Hitler would be infamous.
The more you know.
Yeah. So why is the ship infamous? I know it went down
Because it died.
Yeah, but why? It's not a ship's fault.
I don't know. That's a good point.
Mm.
I thought it was an ocean liner, which is a completely different kettle of fish. But I'm not gonna sit here next to you, Andy, in my own home on episode 66 of Off Topic,
Welcome.
and and talk to you about the differences between ocean liners and cruise ships.
What about infamous and famous?
Yeah, we could do that. I could do it all day. The off the top of my head, an ocean liner takes you from America to England, and a cruise ship takes my mum and dad around the islands for their 25th wedding anniversary, and then returns from where it left, or something like that.
From once it left.
From once it came.
English.
Once it came. Anesthetist.
God, box of laughs today.
Yeah, it's nice. It'll be fun.
When you said ocean liner, I went into like a, I don't know, I thought like
Interstellar?
like a steam train, like a coal train.
Was
Was it carrying goods?
People.
Yeah, no shit.
No, so I think the Titanic was going to be become like an ocean liner carrying goods and people and
Right.
lowly people that won tickets in a hand.
Right, back and forth rather than going on a cruise.
But I think the initial Titanic voyage was just going to do a loop and then come back just to be the original set sail.
Yes, that's right. But it was, I'm pretty sure it was always set to be a cruise ship.
I just thought cruises were like a new age thing. Like when I think cruise ship, I think like 6 nightclubs, 400 rooms,
6 bowling alleys,
7 cuisine buffet.
and live music every night.
Yeah, it's just like Craig Robinson or something on the piano.
Take your pennies off. I love Craig.
I'd say I'm about 20 years away from a cruise.
Mate, I'm like 20 seconds away from a cruise.
I don't know if I want to be at ocean at sea that long
Waterslide tester on
on a cruise
cruises.
ship. Yeah.
That's my job. Wait, no, then I'm on a boat as well. And
4 out of 10.
who's gonna move the iceberg?
The boat just does it.
Yeah, probably technology nowadays. Probably.
I don't know. I think if they could like mimic like echolocation or like sonar, then the boat could let out like a thump, 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 and then it just yeah, and then the icebergs just like turn to sand or something, or melt, and then the ocean rises, and
So you can now get a submarine down and go see the Titanic.
yeah, apparently.
Oh, fuck. Apparently.
What else you got for me, big chinchilla apple fritter Miller? Should have got the non-caffeine cola.
There's no sugar.
Yeah, it's the caffeine that stings me.
See, Adesanya trained with the Warriors this week or
Yeah, I
last
did.
week.
Yeah, it's cool.
It is pretty cool.
Well, Kai Kara France is their actual wrestling coach for the Warriors.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, yeah, Luke Metcalf starting this weekend. Stoked. Been interested to see him play all year.
Nice. It dawned a question on me. So, like, what is, if you can remember one, like, what's one of your favorite like sports teams crossovers? And I can give you an example of one. Like, so like obviously seeing like Adesanya and Kai Kara France with the Warriors and stuff like that really like warms my heart. It's like,
Adidas did a thing once where I think it was David Beckham and Dan Carter. And then they had to do a kickoff. Like, it was like, you know, when you go to Topor and there's that like hole-in-one thing?
Yes.
They had to kick, and like they each did it with like a rugby ball and then like a football, and it was like who could get closest to this thing that was like floating out in a harbor. And Adidas did it as like a promotional video.
Yeah.
That jumps to mind.
One of my favorite one would be when the Kiwis visited Anfield and like the Liverpool team, and they did like a haka and stuff for them.
Oh yeah.
Like it's not uncommon like for them to go to, they probably went to other teams as well. Obviously I'm a Liverpool supporter, so that's why it rings true. But that for me was really fucking cool to see like the Kiwis rugby league team inside Anfield, and it was like, damn, that's a cool crossover.
Yeah, it is. It's also one of those things like rugby league's been in the spotlight at the moment because there's a few players jumping over to Union in Australia to go play for the Wallabies. Like only one so far, but there's in talks of more. And the big thing about, they say like the thing that hurts rugby league is that they were like, you can either go see the east coast of Australia or you could go to Union and play all around the world.
Yeah.
And so those league players don't get those opportunities like that. Like they would lap it up. Yes, you go to England fucking every 4 years or something like that, but
yeah, that's true. I think as well, like you earn more money and can have a better lifestyle for your family and stuff. I get that. Is there any like basketball ones? Surely there's like
probably, man.
Like in America, there must be like basketball, baseball, NFL. Like
I think they're all just buddies. Like at this point, like aren't all like athletes just buddies?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Carmelo Anthony retired today.
R.I.P.
He's alive.
That was the first thing to mind. Oh yeah.
No, he was cool. I really liked. He was one of my favorite players.
On
the cover of NBA Live 2005, the first basketball game I ever owned.
Damn.
Yeah, it had a sweet little edit at the start. Like, you know how on the old EA like sports games, it would always start with like a montage and like an intro song.
Yeah.
It had like Allen Iverson crossing someone over, and then like Vince Carter going up and like honey dipping the rim, where he like put his arm in and hung off his elbow. He dunked and put his whole arm in and swung by his elbow in the dunk comp.
I know what a honey dip is.
Oh right, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, and then it had like I can recall like the whole thing visually.
I always liked the skating ones as well.
Yeah,
they always had one at the start as well. Like, didn't really care too much about like the football ones. I don't know, like, because I'd probably watched all the games anyway. But like some of the skating ones were pretty fucking cool. Because like I didn't really,
we couldn't do it.
Yeah, or like I didn't really like watch skating.
Yeah.
So like when it like came up, like I would sit there and watch the video like logs in the skating game to like watch skate clips before like YouTube.
That would be one of those things where it was like, if I could just buy a skill tomorrow, like if I had a skill tree.
Yes.
Like if you could do something that was just strictly a hobby, like you'd never turn it into like I know skating can be a career, but if you could just do something that would be cool, like surfing, skating, and that, skating would be like being able to just rock up to like a skate park and then being like,
Yeah.
I don't know, good enough just to hang, like good enough to be there,
Yeah.
would be sick.
Hell yeah.
You want a yuck and yum?
Yeah, man.
Andrew, what is your yuck this week?
Okay, Jared. What's the robot? I had a real fucking shit yuck. It actually happened last night.
Oh,
You know when you're cooking food in the oven? No, so I had food in the oven, and as I was closing the oven door, the handle snapped off,
ugh.
and my food was stuck in the oven. And you laugh.
I can imagine you with your face like pressed up to the oven door. I'm not quitting you. A meal leaves another meal behind.
I was freaking out. No, so the handle had been loose for a while. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll get to it. And then poof,
Yeah.
the oven chips.
Oh no, not McCain.
Yeah. Stuck again. It's the whole like, help me, step bro. I'm stuck in the oven.
Andy gets his like, it's one of those like, it's a hammer behind grass, and it's like, you know, break if fries are stuck.
Oh my fucking god. Sorry, that got to me. So we managed to pry the oven door open and get the fries out. Hallelujah.
Do you just wedge a knife in and just...
Yeah, but I'm never like weird with things like that, you know, like about sticking a knife in a toaster. It was like,
Oh, that's a completely different kettle of fish.
completely different kettle. I was talking about the oven. No, I don't know. I just let it cook. Managed to get it open. Got the fries out, and then had to wait for the oven to cool down. So there I'm at like 9:30 at night, like taking the oven apart to like put the handle back on. However, just a yuck. My food got stuck in the oven.
Yeah, it's pissy.
Yeah,
That's annoying.
it was really annoying.
My yuck this week was the wind and how it has chapped my lips.
Oh,
I don't get chapped lips.
whoa.
So, but like, you know, there's people that are susceptible to getting chapped lips.
This guy right here.
I'm not one of them. All right. My lips are
Oh.
usually
Not like chapped, but like
dry.
I get like they go red from like windburn. They don't like none of my. They've never like cracked or like go wet like like
Yeah.
bad, but they will go like red from windburn and that.
So yeah, I've been cooped up all week. I was freaking gassy from the anesthetic. Antibiotics got me shitting through a needle. Not important. And then I'm out and about through the weekend, and yeah, the wind's up. It's howling everywhere. Shit, my goddamn chimenea blew over, which is a it's a fancy word for a brazier. Brazier?
A brazier?
You light fires in it.
Brazier is like a woman's
A bra.
Yeah.
A bralette.
Is that what bra is short for?
No, it's brazier.
That's what. Yeah.
Yeah. I think a bralette's like a different thing. Ladies, reach out.
Don't ask them to tell us what bras are.
Yeah. I don't know, man. To me, they lock away the goodies. Anyway, I had to go to the dairy today and buy some chapstick. I didn't like it. Sometimes when your moustache is coming through and you roll your lip up and it like pricks it.
Yeah, I need to get rid of
I
it.
had that feeling on like my lips like all day. Sucked. And that's my yuck. Yeah, chapped lips in the high wind. Just blew shit over. Was annoying. I got a bit of rubbish around at the moment because this is still like a construction site outside the house. And yeah, just loose shit blowing around. But yeah, that's my yuck. Yums. Yums.
Take two. Well, I've actually got 2 yums. One's come to me throughout this podcast, but I'm going to go with the original one that I had, and we'll see what you say before I double down, because I don't want to take yours.
I don't think you got mine.
Okay. This week is the George FM Club Classic Countdown. For for anyone that knows anything about music. I'm not going to go there. No, it's my favorite countdown of the year. I'm a big countdown fan in general for music on radio. Not like a massive radio listener, but I will always have it on like when I'm working, like whether it's project management or building or at home. The first thing I do is turn on my radio.
Yeah.
And it's nice just to have this time of year come around again
and just put out the hooners.
Yeah, like and take it back. Take me back.
Yeah.
So, simpler times. And when this comes out on Friday, they'll be going into the top 100 by the time this comes out live.
Everyone tune into George FM right now if you're listening on Friday. Otherwise, I think it goes on Rover afterwards.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to find it if that tickles your fancy.
So big ups.
Fuck yeah, that's sick. I don't have an opportunity because I'm in the office. I could play it through my headphones on the computer.
Right. So yeah, in the side office, we still have it loud, like even though...
We have one, but we can't play like club classics.
Right. Yeah.
It's like Gold FM or something. Fine by me, but, a couple of other people might be a bit upset with it.
Yeah. I mean, that's all good, like most working days. But, once 1 week out of each year.
Yeah.
I like this week.
My yum this week is Martin Scorsese's new film, Killer of the Flower Moon. It is Scorsese.
Is this Leo?
With Leo and
trailer.
Robert De Niro.
Yeah, I saw the trailer with
It debuted at the Cannes Film Festival last night. Early reviews say it is a masterpiece, and it received a 9-minute standing ovation. Kind of sad to see Martin Scorsese not be chaperoned in, but he's looking weathered, and I don't know how many more he's got with him. He's made most of my favorite movies.
Yeah. Amazing.
He's highly critical of like the way cinema's going, and I worry when people stop. Like, A24, they're always putting out stuff with like a different taste, and independent films are, becoming more and more popular. But just someone that can get a blockbuster together like that with an original concept. I say original concept, he usually takes from stories and time, but
yeah, it's one of those things like, what happens when these great filmmakers stop?
Like him and De Niro lived together in New York when they were friggin' teenagers, and they've just worked together their whole lives. Like, that is a huge chunk of what I am. Like, I love that universe of them.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, it's not coming out in New Zealand until October. But yeah, looking forward to it. And good to see. I don't want to look into it too much. Like, we're big on going in the dark.
Yeah.
So I thought that Oppenheimer was my most anticipated film. I think from hearing that stuff, that's bumped into number 1.
Shit, yeah, we got a few good films coming up. We'll have to watch them and review them on the podcast
for sure. Anyway, guys, yeah, I think
just quickly, double barrel yum, up the fucking maroons.
Oh yeah.
This will already... Oh, no. It's next week, isn't it? I thought it was tomorrow night for some reason.
No, it's not next week. But we're still a while away, yeah.
Well, at least this will be out before the game, so I can still say up the fucking maroons.
Yep. I suppose next week we'll be doing a bit of league chat for anyone that cares. The Facebook group is up, guys. Off Topic Family. I couldn't come up with a better name. Feel free to post in there, guys.
Yeah, and it's also... That's up for... changing as well. Like if we come across something that like we want to not rename, but you know what I mean, like if there's a snazzier name or and also any topics that you guys want us to talk about or have a chat with.
That's the thing, like use it as a dumping site for any article that you find interesting, because like I said, I assume everyone in it is kind of like-minded. So we'll read it, obviously, and yeah, talk amongst yourselves. And yeah, I have a DNA test kit going on the bench over there that I'm ready to hack into. I'm about
Did you
to
buy
find
one too?
Dude, I said my dad went to a funeral today, right? And he came back and he was like, man, I saw a lot of people that I haven't seen for ages. And then he was talking because it was like the Croatian side of on my mum's side. And then they were talking about like how much like actual like Italian influence there is on it and everything. And I was like, man, I want to do like a DNA kit. I really want to see like where we all come from and that.
When did you buy that?
My nana
heritage?
sent it to my dad, and then dad was like, I mentioned to him, I was like, oh, I want to do one, and he was like, grab one out of the car, and I was like, lol, and he's like, no, serious, I got one in the driver's door, just grab it.
Buzzy. When I was down in Christchurch helping Gareth move, I
Mm.
don't know, I had this like random idea to get one, and I bought it, and it came this week as well.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So
In 4 to 6 weeks, we will be talking about our heritage.
we could have a podcast coming up, and we'll talk about our heritage.
Sick.
Sweet.
All right, guys. Yeah, all the socials, you know what they are. Yeah, episode 65 or 66, whatever it is. That's off topic, guys. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Queenslander! Good night, eh?